In this video, we got another episode of the Start Bench Cut series. Basically, what this series is I'll put out a tweet on Twitter at X7Tanaka asking for 3 different players for a Start Bench Cut vid, and then in the replies down below, you guys will let me know 3 different cards that you guys want me to do a Start Bench Cut with. So for example, Avatar is going to say Marc Gasol, Sabonis, and Peter, and then I'll tell you guys between these 3 different cards who I would start, who I'd bench, and then who I would cut. So hopefully you guys do understand the gist of it. I've done this a couple times before. I think this is like episode 15 plus or something like that. But if you guys also want to let me know 3 different players down below on the YouTube comment section, you guys can let me know 3 different cards, and then I'll tell you guys who I'd start, who I'd bench, and then who I'd cut between the 3 different cards. The first one here, like I said, from Avatar is going to be Marc Gasol, Sabonis, and Peter. I would say for this one, I would start Marc Gasol. I do think he's the best center between the 3, and then I'd probably bench Peter and cut Sabonis. The thing about Sabonis, I just don't like his jump shot. Yes, he's 7'3". Yes, he's a giant. Yes, he plays really good defense, and his passing's elite for a 7'3" card. I just do not like his jump shot, and I feel like it's super slow and hard to get off in time. So I'd start Marc Gasol, bench Peter, and then cut Sabonis. Next one's gonna be Luka, Jokic, MJ. 3 of the top, 5 point guards in the game. I would say it's really between Luka and Jokic. I do think they're slightly better than MJ, and I would probably start Jokic just by a tad over Luka Doncic, but it really comes down to preference and your type of play style. If you're a guy that's a really good 3 hunter, you know how to dribble really well, you can create space very easily, and you're good with the KPJ base, then I think a card like Luka Doncic might be slightly better because he's more of a 3 hunter, and if you know how to take advantage of his tray fade and all the grade 6 that he has, then I think you could use Luka Doncic and a little bit more of a I just think overall he could be a little bit better of a card compared to Jokic. But I will say Jokic is probably the better all-around card and just easier to use in game for about like 99% of the player base. So for this one, I would say start Nikola Jokic, bench Luka Doncic, and then cut MJ. I mean, you could make the argument for Luka over MJ just because of MJ's defense and his rim running ability, but I would take Luka personally over MJ. So once again, I would start Jokic, bench Luka, and then cut MJ. Next one is going to be Cherokee Parks, Mo Bamba, and Tyson Chandler. Who is that first name? I've never heard of this man. Who is Cherokee Parks? Cherokee Parks? Who is this? A 6'11" power forward, 7'3" wingspan. I have never seen this card in my life. When did he come out again? For the Diamond Bracket Buster takeovers. I've never seen this card before. He's got a decent jump shot though with a Jared Allen base, Cedi Osman upper. I mean, I'm just going to take Tyson Chandler and Mo Bamba over him because I think they're better cards because of their wingspan and player models. I would say start Tyson Chandler, bench Mo Bamba, and then cut Parks. I really don't even know who that is, but I would say definitely start Tyson Chandler and bench Mo Bamba. Next one is going to be Hero Jokic, badged up Luka, and then Hero Ben Simmons. I do think these are the 3 best point guards in the game, and the way that I personally rank it is going to be Ben Simmons starting. I think he's currently the best point guard in my team because of his size, his defense, his rebounding ability, and his slashing animations are some of the best in the game for a point guard. So I would start Hero Ben Simmons, and then once again between Luka and Jokic really comes down to play style and preference. So for this one, I would start Ben Simmons, bench Jokic, and then cut Luka. Next one is going to be Opal Magic Johnson, out of position here, Hito Turkoglu, and then Opal SGA. That's a really weird one, why SGA is in these 3 cards, because I don't think he's on the same level as a Magic or Hito Turkoglu. For this one, definitely start Hito. 100% going to be the best point guard. 6'10", an amazing jump shot, great size, all around a great offensive card. And then I would bench Magic Johnson just because he's 6'9", plays elite level defense, for a card compared to SGA. And then I would cut Shea because I just don't think he's really that great of a point guard. Next one is going to be Little Dirk, Little Yachty, and J. Cole. Is there even a way to check out those cards? I think they're on the database, right? Let me just quickly check. I do believe the J. Cole, yeah, they are. So, Little Yachties. Am I really about to compare Little Yachty to J. Cole in a Myteam game? I guess I am. Little Yachty and J. Cole. 6 foot. I'm not actually going to compare them. I don't know, man. I don't know between the 3 ones. Just use, I guess, whatever your favorite rapper is. Next one is going to be Terry, Tim, and T-Mac. I think these are the top 3 shooting guards in the game, no question. The way that I rank it is Tim Thomas number 1. If we're talking about his hero version, he's 6'10" at the 2, great size, and I think he's got way better dribble sigs than Terry Dishinger and T-Mac. And then between Terry and T-Mac, it really comes down to preference, and they're basically the same card. I do like Terry Dishinger slightly more, so for this one, I would start Tim Thomas, bench Terry Dishinger, and then cut T-Mac. Next one is going to be KPJ, Luka, and Hero MJ. I just think Luka and MJ are on a different level than KPJ. Even though KPJ's got one of my favorite and just probably best jump shots in my team, he's just not going to be on the MJ or the Luka Doncic level. So I would say start Luka, bench MJ, and then cut KPJ. Next one is going to be Big Z, Bull, and KG out of position. I would assume at the small forward spot. I would say start Bull. I think he's easily the best small forward in the game. He just does everything well at such a high level. Like, he's just one of the best all-around cards in my team, being a 7'2" small forward with a 7'7" wingspan. The card can defend pretty much most positions in my team. He could drive to the basket, he can play make, he's fast, he can knock down threes, he's got a very solid jump shot, he's got elite level dribble sigs, and even solid tendencies as well, with a 99 contest shot and a 99 block shot. I mean, he's just a beast at the small forward position. And then I would say bench KG and cut Big Z. I think Bull is definitely better between the three cards, and then I think KG because of his defense, his stats, his animations. I do think he's slightly better than Big Z. So I would start Bull, bench KG, and then cut Big Z. Next one is going to be Glenn Rice, Michael Redd, and Shane Battier. So for this one, I would say you cut Glenn Rice. I do think Redd and Shane Battier are slightly better, but between Michael Redd and Shane Battier, it really just comes down to play style and what you need for your shooting guard. If you need a defender, if you need a guy that's got great size, great defensive stats and badges and tendencies, then I think you definitely go for a card like Shane Battier. But if you're looking for a ball handler, a guy that can score the ball, create his own shot, then I think you go for Michael Redd, because he does have the better jump shot in my opinion. He's also got slightly better dribble sigs. Sorry, they have basically the same sigs. Yeah, they actually have the exact same sigs pretty much. So very similar dribble sigs, but I do like Michael Redd's jump shot a lot more. Also does have the tray fade. Badges are going to be better for Hall of Fame shooting. Tons more Hall of Fame shooting badges. Playmaking going to be very similar. So yeah, I do think Michael Redd is a better offensive card. Shane Battier, I think, is the better all-around card because he can play small forward, and I think he can fit on more people's lineups. So I would start Shane Battier, bench Michael Redd, and then cut Glenn Rice. Next one is going to be Hero Yao Titans, and then Yao Opal. I mean, this one should be very simple. I think it's pretty obvious. You start Hero Yao Ming, you bench the Dark Matter Yao, and then you cut the Opal. I mean, how would the Opal be better than the Dark Matter, right? There's literally like if you go to the Yao Ming, right, and then you just compare him to this one, the Dark Matter is just a better version. Now it's not by a crazy amount, I will agree, not by a crazy amount, but you could just see he's just a better card, right? He does everything better, not by a crazy margin, but he just has everything better. Like, there's nothing from the right side that one has better than, like, there's nothing, right? Like, literally nothing. There's nothing that the one on the right, the Opal, does better than the Dark Matter. And the Dark Matter also has a quicker jump shot. So yeah, definitely start the Hero Yao Ming, bench the Titans one, and then cut the Opal. Next one is going to be Mo Bamba, Marcus Gasol, and Jokic. All are at center, no power forward or point guard. So he wants to know these three center cards. I would say definitely start Marcus Gasol. I think he's one of the better value centers in the game. He's a great popper. He can create his own shot, drive to the basket, and a very solid defender. I would say start Marcus Gasol. I would probably bench Mo Bamba for the center position. I think Jokic is a better card, but I like Mo Bamba's size at the 5. So I'd say start Marcus Gasol, bench Mo Bamba, and then cut Jokic. I'm just going to quickly go through the next couple ones here and just quickly say who I'd start, who I'd bench, and then who I'd cut. So for this one, Tim Thomas, KG, and T-Mac. I would start Tim Thomas, bench T-Mac, and then cut KG. Taco, Yao, and Kristaps. I would start Yao Ming, bench Taco, and then cut Kristaps, even though they play, slightly different positions, but that's what I do for that one. AK-47, Isaac, and Hero Thurl Bailey. I would say you want to start AK, bench Thurl Bailey, and then cut Jonathan Isaac. Marcus Gasol, D-Rob, and Keem at the power forward position. I would probably start D-Rob, bench Marcus Gasol, and cut Hakeem. That's probably what I would do. Opal, Danny Ferry, Dark Matter Bill Russell, and Dark Matter Playoffs Giannis. I would start Bill Russell, bench Danny Ferry, and then cut Giannis. Dark Matter Yao, Dark Matter Manu, and Pink Diamond Taco. Start Manute Bull, bench Yao Ming, and then cut Taco. AK, Thurl Bailey, and Ferry. I would say start AK, bench Thurl Bailey, and then cut Danny Ferry. Big Z, Dieng, and Ricky Davis for shooting guard. Really depends what you need, but I would say start Ricky Davis, bench Big Z, and then cut Luol Deng. And then guys, the last one here, the video, we'll do Well, I think we'll do Ricky Davis, Glenn Rice, and Billy Knight. So for this one, I would definitely start Ricky Davis, an all-around beast, but mainly here for offense. Got a great jump shot and all-around an absolute, insanely good scorer. And then I'd probably bench Billy Knight and then cut Glenn Rice. I do think Billy all-around is just a more complete shooting guard than Glenn Rice. But yeah, guys, that's going to be another episode of this series where I do the start, bench, cut. Let me know in the comment section down below. Like I said at the start of the video, 3 different cards or players, and I'll tell you guys who I'd start, who I'd bench, and then who I would cut. But hopefully you guys did enjoy the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.